Hey, welcome back all to our mini still life draw along. You've made it. This is the last video. Oh my goodness, we are going to do it. We're going to wrap up these cast shadows, okay, as well as some of this lovely soft shading happening around our background. So let's make sure we've gathered our supplies, right? You've got your drawing. Make sure you've got regular eraser, number 2, ebony, blendy stump, shade guard, super important, particularly with the amount of graphite we've got. Pardon me, on this paper. You want to make sure you're not smudging. And of course, have over to the side your computer, okay, for our shading work together. So as we can see, actually, let me grab that computer again. We are down to some of our darkest values, these beautiful cast shadows happening underneath the bowl, okay? So we're actually gonna start with like a 5 pressure on our number 2 pencil and then go for those darkest values with a heavy pressure on the ebony. And then outside around it, we really have quite light values, you know, like probably like a 1-2 on our pencil, you know, not as light as the highlights on the grapes or the pear or the top of the croissant, but still pretty light, okay? So everybody go ahead, grab your number 2 pencil, and we're gonna use that 5 pressure, pretty firm. And we're gonna start building up that graphite right underneath our croissant where we could see that we sketched in our cast shadow shapes. And what's really tricky about this is the fact that the cast shadows are not perfectly solid. We all know that, which is why we're gonna start with a little bit of a darker tone first. But they're also not perfectly straight shading because it's wrinkly fabric. So, you know, the fabric folds make that cast shadow wrinkle then as you're shading. So kind of, you know, internalize Mr. Kelly's old saying, shade with the form. So we're gonna kind of shade with the wrinkles of that fabric. And so I'm putting in heaviest I can see on this cast shadow. Kind of right around this front edge. I think it's a little bit lighter towards the middle. So I'm keeping it at that 5 pressure. But as I get towards the middle where the croissant is, I start to lighten up that pressure a little bit more. You know, bring it more to like a 4. Okay, I'm gonna grab my blending stump. Get right around that croissant there. Give it a little blend. Let it be a little bit lighter towards the center. Right, heavier as I get out towards these edges. Now I'm gonna go in with my ebony pencil where I see those deepest, darkest, richest shadows, that really gorgeous, luxurious black value. Go ahead and give that, give it the welly. Give it that firm pressure where you see those darkest components of the cast shadow. Like I said, towards the middle, that cast shadow lightens up, so I'm not gonna bring that really heavy dark value there. But towards the outer edge, I'm gonna bring it around. And then towards the outer edge here, bring it around, excellent. And then, there we go, lovely. And maybe a little bit more out this way. Excellent. Okay, and now looking at my other strong cast shadow here, that's the one that's underneath the bowl for the grapes. So same thing, we're gonna take our number 2 pencil, which I'm looking at, I'm like, I'm gonna have to sharpen that. Hang tight. That needs a little sharpened. I've been doing so much heavy pencil shading that I'm really eating through. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Get a little bit more graphite ready. Gosh, I should have included that. I was not thinking on lists of, hey, supplies you guys are gonna need. So again, same thing, that 5 pressure. You're really putting heavy pressure down now behind the bowl, underneath the bowl. Really go dark. Right, firmest pressure you can on that pencil. Bring it right into where we did some shading around the outside edge of the bowl, right, bring it right in. Okay, firm, firm, firm pressure. And this cast shadow goes right off the edge of the paper. It goes a little bit lighter as it moves away. So I'm gonna let it go up to like a 4 pressure as it moves off the page. Okay, and now we're gonna do the blend again. Get right up to the edge of that bowl, no halos. Right, halos, you don't wanna leave like little areas of non-shady bits, you know, around your objects. Bring that shading right up to the edge. You know, no outlining, right? You wanna let those different shapes of value meet each other, and that will cause them to separate. Okay, and now same thing again, get in with that ebony pencil, and I can see really concentrated shadow, like right underneath the bowl, kind of coming up to the edge of that croissant. Definitely concentrated shadow all through here. All right, and now I'm going to just use my blending stump and kind of work that in to that shadow. Okay, now what's happening around the back side of this backside of the bowl, the croissant, and the front edge here is just much subtler, lighter value. So it's not the same bright white, right? This is some of our lightest values happening here. So we do need to put a little tone in there. So let's take our pencil and we're going to put in just a really beautiful, subtle, like 1-2 value. Right? There's so much light hitting the top of this fabric that it appears very, very light, but it's not the same light as other portions of our drawing. So we're gonna take our pencil, like I said, like a 1-2 pressure, really, really subtle, and get that value in on that bowl on that tabletop. And just a little subtle blending. And anywhere it goes too dark, you're just gonna take your kneaded eraser and just kind of give it a little dab, 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 little subtle, soft blending there. And then same thing, really gentle blending on your blending stump for this lighter value around the tabletop. There isn't, you know, a ton of difference in the value we see here where the fabric is capturing so much light, it's appearing, you know, much more flat. And then make sure you just, as you're blending that rest of that light value, kind of soften it right into the edge of the cast shadow. Okay, lovely. And then just a little remaining light. Okay, terrific. And there we have it. I'm gonna pull our pull our camera up here, and there is our completed, beautiful mini still life draw along. Whew. Okay, so now we've gained all these really good refresher skills for how to shade, and we're gonna take it to your focus object now, right? We've got all these refresh skills for drawing, time to take it to your own independent object. All right, everybody, thank you so much for drawing with me in the art room here. It was a great time, and I appreciate your hard effort on this. All right, take care all, bye-bye.